All right, my beautiful besties, we are back with episode 19, Who the Helly Did I Marry? And now Takis is in hot water because he's about to walk into hell on earth and the shit gate that is about to come at him because I have just discovered all his dirty, nasty little secrets with good old Veronica. The front door is about to open and I hear it. I am in the bedroom. In our house, you had to walk out of the bedroom. The living room is here. Front door is here. Kitchen's on the right. Stairs over here that lead up to the loft. I hear him. I am just in the bedroom frozen. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be calm. I am going to try to figure this out. I am going to speak to him in a very crazy but calm manner so it really freaks him out, right? I'm trying to figure out all the ways that I can do this and going through scenarios very quickly. The door opens. He's like, hey, I walk out of the door, all plans leave, I'm holding the watch, and I just hurl it at his head. He ducks, unfortunately. It hits the wall, it freaking cracks. He's like, are you fucking out of your mind? I was like, are you out of your mind? I sprinted towards him. We had a clothing rack that was next to us. There was an umbrella hanging on the clothing rack. I grabbed the umbrella and I just start beating this man with the intention to beat him within an inch of his life. He's like, oh my God, are you crazy? What are you doing? What are you doing? He literally turns around, grabs me by the wrists. Now, Takis is a very, very strong individual because he used to do kickboxing. He works out a lot and he's about 5'11", so I'm 5'7". He's taller than me, a lot stronger than me. And so he very quickly is able to restrain me by my arms. He rips the umbrella out of my hands. The dogs are all jumping. They're freaking out. And he's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, what is wrong with you? You are a fucking cheater. I saw the text messages from Veronica. I cannot believe that this whole time I was thinking that maybe I was crazy. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And this whole time, you and Mrs. Blue Eyes that matches the wall have been trolloping about behind my back, and you've even been using WhatsApp. You've been lying to me and trying to show me text messages and getting me off your trail, but you are a cheater. I can't believe that I let you off again this second time. I feel so stupid, and I am done with you. I am going ballistic, y'all. The strength of 1,000 suns and all my ancestors had possessed me because somehow I broke out of his hold, and I just shoved this man against the door as hard as I can. I take the rack of clothes. I basically like hurl it at him. It goes, because it's on wheels, goes flying towards him. He moves out and he's like, stop, just stop. He's like, you're crazy, you're fucking crazy. I was like, oh, you think this is crazy? I will show you crazy. And he was like, you know what? I can't do this. I'm leaving. I'm like, yeah, good, leave. He goes, I will back to get my stuff later. I was like, no, you won't. You won't have stuff to get. So he storms back out because I'm going bananas and he knows that things are going to get very physical and I am going to violence the hell out of him if he stays there. So he leaves. We had 2 door lockers, like the one that you have where you can't break through. It's a little string lock. So I locked that so that even though he has the key, he can't get back in. He had grabbed his watch with him and he had walked out. I immediately go into the bedroom and I just start grabbing clothes, y'all. Now, one thing about Takis loved his designer wear. He had loved his designer t-shirts, her Hermes shirts, his Gucci belts, his very nice diesel pants, very expensive Gucci shoes, Chanel shoes. The man was always tricked out. And I was like, all right, we're about to have some fun, y'all. I grab a pile of his clothes. I am throwing them on the ground, grabbing the shoes, chucking them into there. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all this expensive wear? What can we do? I know what I'm going to do. The stuff that looks new, I'm going to take it. I'm going to hide it so that he can't find it because I'm pawning that shit. And the things that I can't sell, well, I'm going to make sure that he can never wear them either. So I sat my little ass on my wood floor. I blasted Carrie Underwood's When He Cheats, and I started taking my very big Cutco scissors that my brother had provided to me when he had been a Cutco seller in the 2000s. I know many of you guys had brothers and neighbors that did that. It was the scissors that was advertised that you could cut through a penny with that. And those things were sharp, very sharp. I made sure to sharpen them in my kitchen, went over, and I got to work. And I sat there and I cut all the loops out of every single one of his pants. I cut all his belts in half. I cut the nipples out of all of his t-shirts, and I took all of his shoes, his new beautiful shoes, and I cut all of the shoelaces out, and I cut the holes of where the shoelaces go in so he couldn't put new shoelaces in. And then I put them very meticulously back in their places, all where they were for when he was going to come and get them, and he would be able to find nice little surprises of all the clothes that he had ruined. Then I called my mother and my brother, and I told them everything was going on. My brother got me the divorce lawyer's number. My mom had booked a trip and made plans to come and help me out and take care of me, and then I sent all the messages to Taki's mother. She immediately calls me. It's like 3 in the morning in Greece. She calls me up, and she's like, Agapi Moo. I'm like, mm-hmm. She's like, I am going to kill him. I am going to kill him. I am going to bury him. I'm going to resurrect him from the grave, and then I'm going to kill him again. I was like, can you believe that you gave birth to a son? She's like, no, he is not my son anymore. I am disowning him. I will leave everything to you. I will take him out of my will. You will be my only sole heir. I'm like, wait, you have another kid though, and like a grandchild. And she's like, it doesn't matter. It's only going to be you, my darling. She's like, I'm going to call him right now. I'm like, no. He left. I tell her what happens. I was like, he left. And she's like, okay, how can we take care of you? Like, she goes into instant my girly mode. She goes into instant survival. How can we take care of cat mode? She's like, talk to me through, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm going to talk to the lawyer. I'm going to figure out exactly what my next step is. And she's like, you need to drain the account. And I was texting with one of my best friends, and she had said the same thing. So I immediately went into survival mode. My really good friend, Maddie, the one who was also Greek, she came and picked me up, and she was just in the car with me. And I was just in shock, you guys. Like, it is a feeling that I truly do not wish on anyone. It is a feeling of just like, I need to now be in survival mode. And I think that just being from how I grew up and dealing with so much bullshit from men, it's like when you get that mindset and that survival mode where it clicks in your brain and you're like, okay, I need to make sure that I am taken care of now, because now shit is real and I need to put all my ducks in a row. I immediately in my brain was like, I don't have time to get sad right now, because he's on the move. He knows that I know, and now I need to be on the move, and I need to make sure that I take care of myself. Maddie takes me to the bank. We skirt up to Chase Bank. I will never forget. I had literally thrown on whatever it was that I had. I threw on like this terry cloth, which I'm pretty sure was actually for the beach, halter top, flip-flops, and then I had thrown like this big hoodie on and a hat, and I had obviously been crying, so my freaking eyes were bloodshot. We go in there, and I take every single dollar out of our joint account. And then I took that money, I opened up a new account just under my name, because before we were just using a joint bank account. Ladies, never have that. Always have your own bank account, always have your own money under your name. Don't even tell your husband about it. You need to have your own money so that you can protect yourself. But I took every single cent out of that joint account and I put it into my own personal account. We get back into the car. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I need to get some booze. She's like, bet, let's say less. We go to the liquor store. I walk in and she's like, what do you want? I'm already grabbing bottles of vodka, y'all, and I'm about to uncap that thing and just start chugging it. And she's like, okay, it is like 1:30 in the afternoon, which is like, clearly we're getting drunk. I'm gonna get some snacks as well. We get some snacks, we get some like popcorn and candy and everything. And then she takes me to my house. I show her my handiwork, my very beautiful artwork that I had done to all of his clothing and items. And she's like, all right, queen, we need to talk to the divorce lawyer and we need to figure out what's next. I also call my tax guys, because me and Takis had obviously filed all our taxes together. So I just wanted to make sure that I needed to know what my steps were in all of that as well. We're sitting on my floor, cross-legged, next to my couch, all the papers around us. The door starts to open. The door flies open, but it's got the little chain, so can't open it. It's Takis and Dino, his little butt buddy that has to come and help him with everything and being a little cheating man. And he's like, open the door, I need to get my stuff. I'm like, nope, you're not getting your stuff right now. You can come and get it tomorrow. He's like, I don't have anything else. I was like, well, you brought the stuff on your back that you had. Why don't you go over to Veronica's? Why don't you borrow her stuff? He's like, look, can we please talk? He's like, I need to explain myself. I'm like, there's no explaining it. You literally are not allowed to come near me right now. You can come back in like 3 days once I've gotten all my ducks in a row and figured everything out. Dino's in the door as well, and he's like, Kat, just let us in. Can we just like have a civilized conversation? I'm like, who are you, his representative? Like, whose side are you on? I'm like, absolutely not. You need to get out. They're still trying. I go over and I grab, and I was like, I will make pastrami meat out of your fingers if you try to stick your hand in here. He knew that I was serious, so he very quickly shoved his hand back outside, closed the door, and he left. Maddie's over here like, wow, girl, you are on one. I'm like, you don't even know. You haven't even seen half the shit I'm about to do right now. So me and Maddie are sitting on the floor. We're looking through my leasing agreement, seeing how many months left we had on the lease. We had 4 months left on the lease. I call my landlord, yes, the swingers, and I'm like, hey, girly pop. And she's like, oh my God, hi, are you coming over? Are you coming over to party? I'm like, no, I'm not, girl. I'm just letting you know that I am going to need to get off my lease a lot sooner than I thought. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Takis has been cheating on me. And she's like, what? I'll kill him. I'm like, yeah. I know. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, I can't get into that right now, but girl, she's like, whatever you need, I have your back. I'm like, yeah, I know you do. Is there any way that I can get out of my lease early? And she's like, look, probably not, because if it were up to me, I would let you, but it's not up to me. It's up to the leasing agency. So I will try to talk to them. I will try to figure out and see if I can get you out earlier. But worst case scenario, you will have to stay for the 4 months. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot deal with this for another 4 months. I need to figure out moving into a smaller place that I can afford. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the dogs. And immediately it hits me. my life has just completely changed. I'm about to have to completely change the life that I've had for the last 3-4 years and uproot it. I have 2 dogs. Takis and I basically have our names ingrained in everything: bank accounts, assets, things with the restaurant, investments, so many things. I start getting incredibly overwhelmed and I start hyperventilating. Maddie is there and she's like trying to calm me down. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm having a panic attack. I think I'm actually having a heart attack. And she's like, you're not having a heart attack. You're having a panic attack. She goes into my kitchen. She grabs me some cold ice and she sticks it on my neck. And she's like, just breathe, babe. Just understand that what you're going through is normal. Your reactions are normal. I'm like, no. I don't have time to freak out right now. I don't have time to actually react to this. I need to make sure that all my ducks in a row first, and then I will freak out and cry. And she's like, no. You need to be sitting with your emotions the way that you need to. You need to process everything the way you need. I'm here with you. I'm like, okay. We go through as much paperwork as we can. I'm crying the whole time. I'm literally can't eat. I'm just drinking vodka and now I'm wasted. She ends up putting me to bed and then she goes home because she's got like a whole ass husband and a child at home. And all I remember is falling asleep in the bed with the dogs. The next moment that I open my eyes, you guys, is one of the scariest moments I've ever had in my life. I literally open my eyes. I can hear the sound of an alarm going off. And I look and I can see that I am in the hallway of my apartment building. I look down and I see Baloo, my dog, looking at me. And I look and I realize that the fire alarm is going off and my hand is on it. I wake up to my hand on the fire alarm. I'm in the middle of the hallway and Baloo is standing there. And I'm like, oh my God. What? And I remember myself screaming myself awake. I didn't know what happened. I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I'm so scared. I close the fire alarm. I walk back in a daze back into my apartment. I close the door and I call my landlord. And I'm like, I don't know what just happened, but I just woke up and this is what happened. And she goes, oh my God, I think you probably had a night terror. I'm like, what? I've never had that before. She was like, yeah. She's like, it's super common that you have a night terror and then you can do some crazy shit in your sleep, like almost like sleepwalking. I'm like, so you're telling me that I had a night terror. I screamed myself awake. I ran out my front door. I went into the hallway and I pulled the fire alarm. And she's like, yeah, like my sister used to have panic attacks like that when she was going through a traumatic experience. It is not uncommon. I was like, I am so sorry. She's like, don't worry, I'll deal with the fire department. Like, you're fine. Just like try to go back to sleep. I'm hyperventilating because I'm like, this is crazy. This has never happened to me before. I call one of my gays who had lived like 3 streets down and I was like, hey, can you please come over? This is what happened. And he's like, don't worry. I'm going to bring you a Xanax. I'm going to come over. I'm going to get in the bed with you. I'm going to like stroke your hair, make sure you can go to bed. I'll make you some tea. Don't worry. We're going to figure this out. Thank God for this man. He comes over. He makes me some herbal tea. We sit on the bed. I cry for like an hour. It's like 4 a.m. at this point. And he just lays in the bed with me until I fall asleep. The next day I wake up and I cannot see for shit. My eyes are so swollen and so crusted, and I wear contacts, you guys. So when I wake up, I can't see anyways. And I am just like, oh my God, my head is pounding. I'm in so much eye pain. And I am in reality hell of all the things that I have to do still. This was the text that I was sending to my friend that I had the night terror. And she's like, what? That is even a thing? I'm like, yes, girl. At this point, Takis has been blowing up my phone. He's been blowing up all my friends' phones. He's been trying to get a hold of me and make amends and explain his side of the story. I don't want to hear. I am not ready to hear this man out. I go and I'm sitting in the middle of my floor with my dogs and I am just thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I do know that my mom is going to be on a flight to come and take care of me that day, thank God. And so my really good friend was like, okay, I'm going to just stay with you until your mom comes. I'm like, I don't think I can do anything. I just want to go lay back down. I don't want to deal with anything. He's like, okay, go back to sleep if you want to, and I'll wait for your mom. I go back into the bedroom. I go back and I fall asleep for like 2 more hours. And then my mom gets there at some point and I just wake up to the sound of her humming and her making me some food. I walk out and immediately I just crumple at the sight of my mom. I am just like on the ground and my mom's over there and she is like holding me. Now, I love my mom deeply. We have had a very, very up and down relationship because of the religion thing. But in that moment, it was the most that I've ever needed her. And it was the most that she's ever given me. Because my mother did not grow up in an affectionate household because she grew up in a very Filipino Catholic household where they didn't like hug each other. They didn't tell each other they loved you. And so being affectionate and stuff just wasn't very natural for my mom. But she just sat there and like held me and just let me cry to her for, I want to say, a good hour, maybe 2 hours. He was like, okay, I need you to eat something. My mom had made me this really, really, really good like soup that she used to make growing up that I loved, that was just like very comforting. It was so basic. It was just veggie stock, rice, and like some shredded vegetables, like some green beans sometimes, and very, very like small amount of seasoning, but it was like kind of a little bit bland, so you could just eat a lot of it when you were sick. And she knew that it was really comforting for me, so I just couldn't eat. Like the thought of food, I would just throw up. So the rest of that day I spent trying to eat a little bit of food. My mom cleaned the house, she took care of the dog, she made me food, and she was just sitting on the couch reading, and I was just sitting in a daze on the floor, just staring into the ether, thinking, how did my life get like this? Like, how did I allow myself to be in this situation again, to where now I have to completely uproot my life. I have to make sure that I'm okay, make sure my dogs are okay, and I have this lease that I can't afford on my own, and I don't know what this man is going to do. He's been blowing my shit up because obviously I drained the accounts, and he wants to come over, and he also wants to talk to me. I've been ignoring him this whole time. At some point that day, Dino calls me. He's like, look, Takis really needs to get his stuff, and he really wants to talk to you. I'm like, I am not ready to talk to him. I will pack up a box of his stuff, and I will give it to you, but I don't want to see him. He's like, okay, great. I pack up all his shredded ass, busted ass, cut up ass clothes, belts, and shoes. I stick them in a box, and I put it in the hallway for Dino. Dino comes, I give him the box, and he's like, Takis is downstairs. He really wants to see you. Can you please come talk to him? Like, he's absolutely beside himself. He's so upset. I'm like, oh, he's upset? He's upset? You know what? He can literally cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it, and like jump into the ocean, never return, step on all the Legos, and catch on fire. I don't care, because I do not want to see him right now. He's like, okay, fine. He leaves and goes downstairs, and I'm upstairs cackling like an evil genius because I'm like, I can't wait for him to find all of his shredded ass things. I go back, my mom and I watch a little bit of a movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is one of my comfort movies, and then I go to bed. I'm absolutely exhausted, but I have to work the next day. I had booked a shoot, and I really thought about canceling, but it wasn't something that I could actually cancel on because it was for a clothing line. So I walk downstairs, and the way that our parking garage was, you walk downstairs, you turn a little corner, and there was a little inlet on the side, like our parking spots that were stacked were the only ones that were around the corner, kind of hidden. I turn around to go to the car, and over next to the car is hundreds, and I mean hundreds of sunflowers, all. And then spray painted in big spray paint on the back of the fucking wall of where we park, it said, I'm sorry, I love you. I was like, is this man actually serious right now? Is he really trying to pull this on me? I'm pissed. I literally get into the car, I back up over the flowers, I run them over, and I pull out of the driveway, and then I go to work. I go downtown to go to work, and I am working for this little cute clothing brand for a boutique that used to be on Larchmont. I am standing in the middle of this 3,000 square foot industrial ass studio, huge flooded lights everywhere, all flying in, gorgeous clothes all over the place, and I am just bawling my eyes out while this poor sweet makeup artist is trying to put makeup on me, and people are trying to put me in clothing, and I am absolutely cannot get my shit together. And I'm like, I need to get this together. And everyone was very sweet and understanding, because I'm like, look, I found out that my husband is cheating on me, and they're like, girl, you've been through it. I'm like, I just need to collect myself a little bit. All the while this man is texting me being like, I didn't cheat on you. Nothing happened with Veronica. I promise that this was not the reason. I just having a really rough time at work. I'm like, I can't believe this man is actually trying to pretend like he didn't do anything with her. I'm wearing this very cute little cashmere sweater top and set. It was like a little skirt and a button-up top that were matching. And I go and I have to keep it together so that I can shoot. I do the photo shoot like a boss. I keep my emotions under check very barely. On my lunch, and I'm sitting there eating my little tuna sandwich, looking through my text, just reading all these messages from this man. And this man is crashing out. He goes from going like, I didn't cheat on you, nothing ever happened, and please, I want you back and I love you so much, to, I can't believe I just found out that you drained the bank account. Are you crazy? Next to, oh my God, you literally cut through all of my clothes. You're crazy. And then to this. He said, Veronica doesn't mean anything, and I stopped talking to her. She's not the reason for all of this. We're the reason for all of this. If you want to talk tomorrow, I'm more than okay to sit down with you and have a nice and calm convo. I'm sorry for doing this, but I was very unhappy, and I just couldn't take it anymore. You need someone that can give you his full attention and time and be happy. I'm really sorry. I don't want you to deal with all of this stuff by yourself. I want to help. I just don't want to be together anymore. Please. Now, all of these screen grabs are ones that I had actually sent to my friends that I was able to retrieve from the messages because I deleted all my messages and Takis' number at some point over the years, but these are the messages I was able to recover from the archives that I had actually sent to my friends. So here I was telling my friend, like, maybe I should call Veronica and see exactly what happened because he was trying to tell me that nothing had happened between them. And my friend was like, look, he's clear that he wants to break up and see if he wants to be with other people and then decide if he wants to be with you. Like, seriously, you guys are married. You don't do that to married people. And from D, that's her man, was speaking to him and hearing everything from you. He just wants to be free of this marriage, that he isn't a tired work situation. He's tired of being married and it all comes with it. And she's like, he's a weak excuse for a man, which I agree. The fact that this man had the audacity to blame me, saying that I needed attention and that this was all of my fault and just is trying to gaslight me through these messages was actually the cherry on top. Because it's one thing if this man was trying to be like, oh, I'm so sorry and I love you and I made a mistake. But instead he's like, oh, actually, this wasn't the reason. Veronica wasn't the reason. The reason was you and I. Sent me off the damn deep end. I wrap off work. I have literally been crying in and out of this shoot. I probably came up with the most horrible photos and probably would never get hired by that client again. Get into my car and I'm driving home. I am looking at the lights in front of me, and as I'm looking at them, I'm starting to see all the traffic lights just going like wow, wow, wow. And I start to feel my heartbeat going bup, 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 bup. And my hands and my feet are going numb. And I realize, oh my God, I am in the middle of the street in downtown LA and I am driving and I'm about to have another panic attack. I quickly pull over and I just start hyperventilating and I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually gonna die. I'm like trying to like calm myself, but I am going numb. I feel like I'm gonna black out. I call my mom. My mom's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in downtown LA. She's like, okay, just like take a deep breath, calm down, don't freak out. Start telling me 5 things that you can see. I'm like, okay, I can see a car, I can see a gas station, I can see a dog walking wearing a sweater. And then I just see Takis' face in my brain with Veronica, and I'm imagining them, the two of them together, and I am seeing red, and I'm like, Mom, I'm seeing red. She's like, don't think about that. Just think about all the things that you're grateful for. Think about your dog. Think about the fact that you're alive. Think about the fact that you're working. Just try to focus on that. I end up finally calming down after maybe like 30 minutes. I drive home and I go into the parking garage. The flowers are all still there. I basically ran over half of them and there's all that spray paint on the wall that he had put on there that I can't even believe he just defaced the freaking side of the building. All day this man had been texting me that actually now he does want to get out of this marriage. He needs to be alone. He needs to figure his life out. He's been very unhappy for a long time, basically blaming me and this is my fault and nothing happened with Veronica. I walk up the stairs, I get into the elevator, I walk into the house. My mom has made spaghetti and it's one of my favorite meals that she makes. We sit down at the table and I am just looking at this meal that I cannot eat. By this point, guys, I had gotten so skinny. It was actually scary. And it was also scary at the amount of people that were telling me at how good I looked because I was literally emaciated. My mom is asking me about how my day was and I'm telling her and showing her all the text messages that I got from Takis, him crashing out, going from like, I love you to, oh my God, you drained the bank account to, oh, you ruined all my clothes to, actually nothing happened to Veronica. I'm saying all this. And then suddenly we start hearing loud ass music blasting through the balcony. Now the way that our place was set up is the living room is here, dining room here, there's a tiny balcony here, which leads out to the main street near Hollywood Boulevard. I'm like, what is this music blasting? It's so loud. And I hear someone on intercom going like, baby, baby, baby. I'm like, oh my God, do not tell me this is this man. I run over, I open up the balcony, I look over, and you guys, on the street is Takis standing on top of our car. He's wearing a fucking suit. I don't know where he got this suit, but he's wearing a tuxedo. He's holding a bunch of roses, and he's literally has one of those projector mics. What are those things called? The things that you loudspeaker that you talk through. He's just going, baby, I love you. I'm sorry. Come away with me. Has this man lost his mind? Because he cannot make up his mind on what he wants. He has gone through all the levels of emotions, and now he's saying he wants me to go away with him. Is he diabolical? Yes, guys, yes. After all those text messages saying that he didn't want to be married anymore, he doesn't want to be together, and that I need so much attention, and that nothing happened with Veronica, and he wants to be out of this marriage, now he's showing up, sitting on the car, blasting some music like he is in that one movie Serendipity or whatever it is, trying to get me to go on a freaking trip with him. Like, what? So, next episode, episode 20, the aftermath of what that happened, more details on the Veronica situation, and what I did about his job. I love you so much, you guys, and thank you so much for being here. I see you. I love you.